negative $57,000. That is the last number a Reddit user saw on his screen before his hands went numb. 20 minutes earlier, he had $1.7 million. He didn't hack a bank. He didn't forge documents. He didn't even break a law. At first, he found a glitch. One glitch in a billion-dollar app used by 13 million people. And by the time the developers realized what was happening, it was already everywhere. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how a single broken line of code nearly collapsed a fintech unicorn and why the people running it didn't see it coming for 48 hours. Before we get to the exploit, you need to understand what was being exploited. It's November 2019. Robinhood is the hottest app in finance. No commissions. Slick design. The promise of democratizing Wall Street. They have just launched a premium tier called Robinhood Gold. Gold gives you access to margin, borrowed money. Put in $2,000 and Robinhood lends you another $2,000 to trade with. You now control $4,000 of market exposure. Standard practice. Every broker does this, but here's the catch. Borrowed money has to be tracked. When you borrow $2,000, the system needs to register a liability, a debt. Your real buying power stays $2,000. Robinhood's system forgot to do that. Not on normal trades. On one very specific trade type, the covered call. A covered call is simple. You own stock and you sell someone else the right to buy it from you at a set price. You collect a small premium. Boring, safe, used by grandmas and pension funds worldwide. But inside Robinhood's backend, it was a bomb. Here is exactly what happened, and I want you to watch these numbers. A user known only by his Reddit handle, Control the Narrative, discovers something strange. He deposits $4,000 into Robinhood Gold. He gets $4,000 in margin on top. Total $8,000 in buying power. He uses that $8,000 to buy shares of a stock. Then he sells a covered call against those shares. Now, in any normal accounting system, selling that call should lock part of his buying power as collateral. The liability gets registered. Balance stays flat. Robinhood's system did the opposite. It saw the premium he received from selling the call and added it to his buying power. It never subtracted the obligation, so now he has more buying power than before. He runs the loop again. $8,000 to $16,000 to $32,000 to $64,000. By the time he stops, a man with 4,000 real dollars is staring at a screen showing $1 million plus in purchasing power. He posts proof to r/Wall Street Bets. The title? Infinite Leverage Glitch. It actually works. That post gets 12,000 upvotes overnight. The floodgates open. Here's where this stops being a story and starts being a documented incident. The archived threads are still accessible today, and they read like a war room. Users were competing, not just to exploit the glitch, but to see who could push their negative balance the furthest without getting flagged. Screenshots flooded in. Negative $50,000. Negative $100,000. One user. Negative $730,000. They were buying Apple, Tesla, Amazon, massive, real positions with money that did not exist. Now, here is the forensic detail most people miss. Robinhood's own dashboard was hiding this from them. From Robinhood's internal perspective, trading volume was exploding. New options activity was spiking. Their metrics looked incredible. Their growth charts were going vertical. They thought they were winning. No one inside Robinhood had a system that asked, wait, where is this volume actually coming from? That silence, those first 48 hours where Robinhood's PR team said absolutely nothing, is itself evidence. It tells you they had no real-time risk monitoring capable of catching this class of exploit. That's not speculation. That's consistent with what the SEC would later find. Now let's talk about Control the Narrative, the man who started it all. He didn't just discover the glitch. He decided to use it live on camera. He loaded up his $1.7 million in fake buying power. He opened a massive position in Apple put options, a bet that Apple's stock would fall before earnings. He went live. Hundreds of people watched. Apple reported earnings. The stock didn't fall. It went up. In real time, on stream, $1.7 million evaporated. But because he had bypassed every safety guardrail in the system, he didn't stop at zero. He went through zero. Final account balance, minus $57,000. That screenshot became one of the most shared images in r/Wall Street Bets history. Not because people felt sorry for him, because people recognized it for what it was. the clearest possible proof that infinite leverage only works until it doesn't. And when it stops working, the debt is very, very real. Robinhood patched the glitch by doing something technically embarrassing, manually suspending accounts one by one. They called it unconventional trading activity. Their engineers had no automated kill switch capable of catching this at scale. Thousands of accounts were frozen, trades were reversed, bans were issued. But here's what the SEC filings actually reveal, and this is the part that gets buried. The 2019 glitch didn't happen in isolation. It happened inside a company that was already accumulating regulatory violations. In 2020, FINRA fined Robinhood $57 million, at the time the largest fine in FINRA history, for a series of failures: misleading customers, approving accounts for options trading that didn't qualify, and failing to maintain proper risk controls. The glitch wasn't the disease. It was a symptom of building a financial product for growth before building it for integrity. The infinite leverage exploit exposed something the filings confirm in dry regulatory language. Robinhood did not have adequate systems to monitor, detect, or respond to this class of risk. So what do you actually take from this? In software, a bug isn't just a bug, it's a policy. When Robinhood's system failed to register the liability from a covered call, it was enforcing an unintended policy. Covered call premiums are free money. Every system has hidden policies baked into its logic. The question is whether anyone ever tested for the wrong ones. Volume is not the same as health. Robinhood saw a spike in trading activity and read it as success. No one was asking why the volume was spiking. In any financial system, and honestly, in any business, anomalies that look good are the most dangerous ones. Bad anomalies get investigated. Good anomalies get celebrated. Leverage is a multiplier in both directions. Control the Narrative turned $4,000 into $1.7 million in buying power. That same multiplier turned a bad earnings call into minus $57,000 in 60 seconds. The glitch didn't change the mathematics of leverage. It just hid them until it was too late. The 2019 Robinhood glitch is not a funny meme. It's a case study. It's a case study in what happens when you build financial infrastructure at startup speed, when you optimize for onboarding before you optimize for oversight, when your risk dashboard is a growth dashboard wearing a disguise. Control the Narrative went from $4,000 to $1.7 million to negative $57,000 in less than 48 hours. Robinhood went from the fastest growing brokerage in American history to a $57 million FINRA fine and eventually a very rocky IPO. The glitch was fixed in days. The trust took years to rebuild and arguably never fully did. The next time someone tells you that financial technology has democratized Wall Street, remember this: it also democratized the risk, and the House has always made sure you were holding the bill. If you want the next forensic audit, the story of how a single rogue trader cost his bank $6.7 billion in a single morning comment, rogue, below, and we'll make it happen. If enough of you want it, that's our next video. Subscribe, notification bell, you know the drill.